know what's going on.
So I guess it's a good time to say that all that stuff that you're learning in your basic acting classes, acting 101, the breathing, the pausing, the voice intonation, the standing, we're talking about standing in front of the public, all that stuff is helping you. You might think that it's not anything you're ever going to use, just like algebra in high school, but dudes, you're going to need it. It's going to come out eventually, especially with some long monologues.
Right.
You're going to have to learn how to breathe and pause. So I was asking you earlier to give me a time when you bombed. Mm-hmm. That one time as a sales guy that you went in there and then you thought you had it, and it just didn't work.
Yeah, it was easy. It was early on in my career. I was spun up on what product I was trying to put into the customer's location, and so I went in with all of the tools that I wanted to push onto him. And what I didn't do was I didn't check. I didn't push a little bit and then see if that was where we needed to go, because it wasn't. And so when I continued to push and continued to push and continued to push, I was completely off base. But I just wanted to drive the train all the way to the end of the station, regardless of, they were just going to listen. Come hell or high water, they were going to hear what I had to say. And so we have a tendency to not stop and check. And one of the things that I've learned from that and been able to hopefully use better is to stop and pause and make sure that we're on the right track. And if we're not on the right track, we actually stop and try to refocus, because you can crash a little bit, and as long as you pull back and right the ship and start going in the right direction, everything's fine.
Right.
It's almost, sometimes it's better because you've gone down this path and now you know, where if you don't pay attention to your audience or to your co-star or to anything, you can simply just completely miss it and you're already way too far into it.
Right. So his story relates to some of the improv stuff that I've done. And if you do improv, you probably know this. You're so determined to get that joke out, and you're in your head, it's the most funniest thing in the world, and your audience and your cast members have no clue where you're going, and you bomb. And the skit's over, the lights go off, and you walk off thinking, why didn't anybody else get this?
Right.
So, as you can see, bombing works in all kinds of work. Just because you've been in the business for many years, you can still have that opportunity where it's just not going to work. In closing, if you could tell, I'm sure there's somebody out there sitting right now watching, and they're going, I just don't get it. I go on stage, I deliver it, I have my funny, my parents say I'm funny, but I stand in front of the public, and the crickets don't even sound. If you could give somebody a pointer on what would be a key element to your career when you stand in front of a public, do you have one? Or
yeah, seek out those who can provide you with criticism. When people fawn on you and tell you how great you are, that's a wonderful thing. It's great for the ego. It's great for what you're doing. But and that's always great to hear in a group of people how wonderful you are. But what I like to do when I'm done is I like to seek out one or two people that I know will have something to say about it, and you get them off into a corner and you really find out what it is that you could do better. And it's not a fun conversation, because a lot of times it's going to be, I thought this worked and it didn't work, and it's either a comfort level or something. But it takes a lot of desire on your part to seek out what it is that you do wrong, because eventually you get to a point where you hear from people how great it is. And it's wonderful to do that. But you have to have a confidant. You almost have to have a plant there where maybe before the speech, in my case, a lot of times I'll do that, or before the scene, you'll ask one of the members of the audience or a friend of yours who comes along, hey, do me a favor and just pay attention to the things that don't connect and the things that don't click. And do me a favor, at the end of this thing, come up to me and tell me what you didn't like. I know what you're going to like because it's my favorite bit, but do me a favor and tell me what you don't like. And then it's a matter of having that gut check and that time with yourself in the mirror to really focus on what you can fix.
Now, will you say, and I think it's true, but would you agree that having that confidant early on in your career to tell you, dude, you're not funny, helped you in your career now to be more in control of it?
Yeah, I did have a lot of people. I've had a lot of really good mentors that have told me all the good things that I've done. But I did have a couple that told me the things that I didn't do well. And early on in my career when I was younger, I didn't like hearing it. I mean, no one likes to hear the things that you're doing wrong. I remember coming out of an appointment one time with a very high-level manager. He was about 2 levels higher than me. I think he was my boss's boss. And I had prepared for this call. I had done everything right. I had presented all the things that I needed to present, and I thought I had controlled it, and I thought it was a home run. And we're standing outside afterwards at the trunk of my car, and I remember him telling me, well, you didn't mention this product that we have. And I thought, what? This guy, I did this was a perfect call. No one else could have done it as good as I did, and he still found something wrong with it. Well, you know what? To this day, he's the guy that I go to when I need something done. He didn't say it as a malicious way. He didn't say it in a mean way. He wasn't trying to criticize me. What he was trying to do was to say, this is what I saw as I was sitting there, and if you would have done this, it would have been 100%. And chances are, if I would have done that, he would have found something else, too. But you know what? That's a guy that I remembered, and you get that little fire in you that...
So don't use it as a negative, but use it as a reinforcement to enhance your career.
The only way that you can get better at something is if you measure it. And the only way you can measure it is by looking at all of it. Looking at the good, the bad, and then the only way to get the better stuff is to focus on what the bad stuff is and make that better. Because you're not going to get any better taking what you have that's good and making it more good. It's good. People like it. You need to find out where the holes are, patch the holes, and make a complete balanced picture.
Well, cool. Thank you. See, that's why I came to here. As you can see, there's a lot of relation between just public speaking, just regular going out and doing something out loud, and performing. I need to know that I'm in control of my acting. I'm in control of somewhat of the situation, or at least I have control over my body so I can deliver the right product. It doesn't matter what you're doing, whether it's something funny or dramatic. You're already there to do it. The important thing is to deliver it. And if you follow just these simple rules, just have a little confidence in yourself, have a mentor or a confidant to tell you whether you're doing well or not, and being able to take that into consideration. Don't take the bad stuff, roll it up, and throw it in the trash. It's not going to do any good. You've got to sit back and read it, understand it, and follow through with it. And then maybe someday just stand up and talk in front of people and do a presentation, and maybe that'll help you out. Any last pointers?
That's pretty much it. Focus on the stuff that you can get better on.
There you go, guys. Well, this is Steven. Thank you.
Thank you.
And this is the first in the series, so I hope you guys will stick around and check out for more.